y'all, welcome to Fitting and Homemaking. Today we are just going to be doing a quick video, but this might be something that is on your spring cleaning list, or maybe it's an every month list that you do. But today we are going to be cleaning some of the filters in our appliances. So we have our dust buster, our vacuum cleaner, and then I'm also going to clean the dishwasher filter. So let's go ahead and get started. This has a filter button on it, which is nice. So just take that part off. And I'm actually going to go ahead and, it sounds like there's some stuff in here, so I'm going to empty it into the trash. All right, this part just pops out. Oops. Now from this, you can probably see that we have a dog. So his hair gets stuck in that. And for the longest time, I thought that that was the only way to clean the filter, but you can actually unscrew it like this. And I'm sure this is not rocket science or news to anyone other than me. But then you can actually, I'm gonna do this over the garbage bin here. You can actually get it much, much cleaner. And this is something that we use quite often because I do have a 4-year-old and an almost 2-year-old. And, you know, stuff gets messy. All right, so I'm actually going to rinse that out. And now I can get that hair that's poking out of here out easier. That looks pretty good for that one. So now time for this guy. All right, and I'm not getting these perfect, and I'm just rinsing them because I don't know how well any soap would rinse out of these. But that is much better. There's not hair sticking out of that anymore. And we'll get this part a little bit better. All right, that one's looking better. Perfect. Hey again, everyone. It is now the next day. I got my days confused this week because Monday was Memorial Day here in America, so everyone had the day off. And first day back to work was Tuesday, and I just forgot until later in the day that I needed to be filming. So I started filming late and got interrupted by my husband and my kids coming home. So we did not get very far into filming before I had to stop. So I apologize if there is an abrupt cut right before this, but that's what happened. I probably cut it off so that you couldn't hear my kids and my husband speaking to me right when they opened the door. But this does give me an opportunity to show you, this is what this filter looks like dry now. Okay, we'll go up a little bit closer so you guys can see it. Now, it's not pristine, it's not perfect, but honestly with these things, I'm just getting it better than it was before, knowing that it's just gonna get dirty again. So let me see. There's one specific way that this goes in, and I usually feel like I screw it up. Oh, maybe I've gotten it this time. So that just twists back in like that. And I'm gonna just put it back in here. So that one's all done. Yay. Okay, so next we're gonna do the vacuum. And since this is the day that you normally get these videos, apologies, it's gonna be a little bit later in the day. Normally I try to schedule the video so that they post at 6 a.m., but it is now 7:51. So that's obviously not gonna happen. But let me go ahead and I'm gonna empty this canister just because, look at that, folks. My dog has officially entered his summer shed season. Plus, usually I empty this right after I'm done vacuuming, but my son was sick at the end of last week. And one of the things that actually helps him fall asleep that he asks for when he's tired, but he's kind of having some trouble drifting off, is he likes for me to vacuum, and I'll hold him in my left arm and I'll vacuum with my right arm. And that soothes him to sleep, especially when we're vacuuming the rugs. So that was multiple vacuuming sessions towards the end of the week there so that he could fall asleep easier and get many extra naps in when he wasn't feeling that great. But yeah, that's a lot of dog hair in there. But this is the filter down here that we're going to clean. So I'm just going to pick it out here. So that's one side, that's the other side. So we're gonna clean that, and you can see kind of over here, this part must have not been in there quite right, but it's much cleaner than the rest. And then we also have this filter as well. So we're gonna clean both of these. I am gonna use just a little bit of dish soap on these. I didn't use soap on the other one because it was thin enough where I didn't feel like I needed to. Let me get this out of the way. But let's go ahead. Let me remove the dishes from here because obviously trying to get this done first thing after dropping my kids off, and the rest of the kitchen's a little bit of a mess. My husband attempted to make French toast this morning. Apparently that didn't go well, so there's like strips of bread just sitting out over here. So anyhow, let me get you a little bit closer up so you can see what's happening cleaning wise with these and just what the process looks like. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this one first. Nice and wet. And both sides of this dispenser just has normal dish soap in it. Try to get this spread a little bit more evenly. And I'm just gonna rub it gently because it is fuzzy and I don't want to mess it up too much. Now, did I read the directions on how to clean these? I'm sure I did at some point, but not right now. But one thing I am gonna do is make sure that this is really, really dry before I put it back in. Otherwise, the dirt's just gonna cling to it even worse. All right, that feels like all the soap is out. And I love this tag, put in first, so that you know to put it back first. And what I was just looking for when I was doing that is you can see on this one where it's got the ring of like the most dirtiness because that's where the most suction is in the vacuum. I was just looking to make sure that it's hard to tell because when it's wet, it like gets darker, but I was trying to make sure that that ring in the center for the most part disappeared, that it's all kind of the same color. Just wring this out as much as I can. And I'm just gonna let that air dry. So like I said, it's not perfectly clean, but it's more clean than before, and that's what I'm going for today. All right, so this is the main filter here. So let's get this soaked down and get a little bit of the gentle dish soap in there and see how it goes. And you can see this one's coming clean a little bit easier because I can be a little bit rougher with it. It's a hard foam instead of like a kind of more felt like material like the other one was. Now, even though that is still wet, isn't that so satisfying of a difference? This side isn't as good because I think it got stained. It was a very long time after I got the vacuum before I actually cleaned these filters the first. Beautiful, and it's not even dry yet. The little fuzzies off. All right, so we'll prop that up over here to dry as well. Okay, so the last filter we're gonna do, and sorry if I just moved you guys a bit. You can see I kind of need to run the dishwasher, but we are going to clean the dishwasher filter here. So we just turn it to unlock, and that's disgusting per usual. So this one, ew, guys, I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but this one gets gross pretty fast. So I try to clean this more often. We're gonna stop dripping nasty water everywhere and put that in there. And I'm gonna actually get a paper towel and clean out in here real quick. Let's see, can y'all see that? Not really. All right, we're cleaning this spot here. This is where the filter was. Ew. Okay, we're gonna clean that part too. Yuck. All right, and last time, I had a really hard time cleaning this. We're gonna try this harder bristle brush this time instead of the toothbrush and see how it goes. All right, so that brush works way better than the toothbrush. Trick is getting it inside there. Yeah, it doesn't fit. Guess I can see if we have a bottle brush and use it on that, although that kind of grosses me out, but we don't really use it on bottles, so stand by. Oh, okay, this is good because this is an older one. Of course, I'm running into stuff left and right because stuff is out where it's not usually. All right, look at that. So much nicer. And I like how this says do not remove on it, but you know, it's gross if you don't remove it and clean it. Back in you go. And locked in place, yay. And that's nice that we didn't have to wait for that one to dry. All right, y'all, that's it for today's video. We cleaned the dustbuster filter, we cleaned the vacuum filters, and we're just waiting for those to dry over here. And we cleaned the dishwasher filter. So I feel good about that. Those should be good for another month or so. I definitely do not clean them monthly as I should, but you know, here we are. Thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end. If you like this kind of content, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I appreciate that very much. Hit the notification bell if you are subscribed but not being notified when new videos hit. Apologies for this one being slightly late, but you know, life gets in the way sometimes, and that's just what it is. All right, I'll see you the next time. Bye.